Go on to the next page. Go to the next page.
Yeah, no, let's get into it. So now we're having a conversation between Aurora and T'Challa. He tells him, "Oh, if I knew you were this injured, I wouldn't have hit you with the lightning."
Really?
Yeah, no, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I'm more mad at the fact that he says, "Oh shit," or "Oh fuck," or "Oh any American cuss word," which is more than likely what the hell
Which
we're
is not
looking at here.
translated from. It's not translated from Wakanda.
No, it's not translated. No, it's American again. King of Wakanda yelling out "Oh shit" as he's getting his wound cauterized. Just another like weakling. I would rather see him grit and grind through that pain of getting his wound cauterized than to have a cutaway shot of the Serengeti with his cuss bubble in the middle of it saying, "Ah, hurt so bad." What character are you writing?
Luke Cage.
What are you writing?
Luke Cage. We gonna get a sweet Christmas in a minute.
Right.
Yeah, we picking it up. They down there hashing it out.
Oh, yes.
Like in regards to, well, you did this, you did that. Well, I wouldn't have did this, you hadn't did that. Well, I only did this.
T'Challa asked Storm, "Oh, you enjoyed that, did you?" She responds to him, "Do you enjoy being a piece of shit?"
First of all, I ain't no Aurora talk like that. Logan talk like that. No
one's speaking like that, man. Like
I don't think Jean Grey would talk like that. I can see Logan speaking like that. I can see Mystique talking like that.
Storm just doesn't speak like that. Like her vernacular is very refined. She speaks as if she is royalty.
Except in the Black Panther books.
Do you enjoy being a piece of shit? She sounds like a petty ass little girl. I do not enjoy lying, but you do it anyway. And brainwash Gentle. Didn't nobody brainwash Gentle. Nobody brainwash Gentle, and I don't think that would be her interpretation. You instructed Gentle to do something against his will. You misused Gentle, but Gentle is a citizen of Wakanda. Gentle is loyal to his king. How that gets lost in translation, even in the context of this relationship, it doesn't make, just because you don't understand as a writer, you don't get it, and your lack of understanding is coming through in these characters. That shows a lack of respect. It shows a lack of dedication to canon. Go ahead.
It does. I dare say this. I think you and I would both agree that even the characters that don't like T'Challa, that might be his enemies, except for Eric. Eric just ain't got no damn sense. But everybody else, they're loyal to Wakanda. Like, they not finna mess up Wakanda. They might not like T'Challa. They might try and kill T'Challa. But they're loyal to Wakanda. So Gentle, Aurora knows that, because if we look at her character's history, she's from Africa. She met T'Challa when they was kids. So she know how this go. Wakandans are first and foremost, for the most part, loyal to Wakanda. They don't care nothing about that other stuff.
Ask you a question. Who did T'Challa meet first? Aurora or Ja?
I was trying not to touch that Ja thing.
Hey, hold on. Just simmer on it for a second. Who he meet first? Aurora or Ja? Mind you, Ja showed up in this book. He showed up in this run of Black Panther.
He met Aurora first. We're gonna talk about this whole Ja thing later.
Oh, yeah.
Or we can talk about it now, whenever you want to.
No. Let me get through the last couple pages, because I know we're going to be there forever. So she asked him, "So you turned Gentle into a sleeper cell agent, embedded him into Krakoa so he could do what? Deliver retribution? Or keep an eye on you, maybe? Maybe? Could that possibly be one of your thoughts? To protect you? Maybe? Maybe so that I don't have to put your well-being solely in the hands of people I don't trust?
Right.
Maybe?
Listen, that would have been...
Could that have been a possibility, at least?
I didn't think about that, but I love that when you say it like that, because that's the love that we're missing, that we're yearning for, that we could get again to show that these two truly do care about one another. So yeah, absolutely.
Is that not a possibility, John? That he loves this woman in spite of their marriage not going the way that they wanted to. He loves this woman so much that he would waste a government asset to embed it on a planet who probably don't need, because like you said, right, if Krakoa pops off, they pop off. It ain't really nothing that one sleeper cell agent is going to be able to do to derail them. They got right, two planets full of mutants. So it's a sleeper cell agent is to topple governments, not planets.
I like that in the aspect, not I like that period. I don't want to say it's a certain aspect. I like that because I could see a storyline involving the X-Men. T'Challa not tied into this story, where Aurora is being threatened, and Gentle says to her that one of the reasons why I'm here is T'Challa ordered me to make sure nothing happened to you. That would be a feel good moment. They be like, everybody.
How hard is that, man? How hard is that? Does that not feel better as a black man to see a black man's love for a black woman go that far? Does that not feel better than this baby mama, baby daddy bullshit that you keep writing in these books? Does it not feel better to see him show his undying love for this woman, as opposed to him holding his kingship above his love, opposed to him holding his responsibility over the previous number one person in his life? Unfortunate that I have to say previous. So he tells Aurora, would he have ever needed to? I mean, Wakanda and Krakoa don't have the best relationship. You're the one who destroyed the Krakoan gate, Aurora says. You're the one who snuck into Wakanda and snuck Skybreaker. Now, if you're wondering why we're having this meaningless bickering between these two grown-ass adults, it's because John Ridley finds it necessary to solidify the canon of Marauders number 13. That was part of the Ten of Swords event, where Storm goes back to Wakanda to get a sword that no one's ever heard of or talked about before, called Stormbreaker. And for some reason, she can't wait until T'Challa gets back to give it to her. For some reason.
And nobody told her in the storyline from Wakanda that he wasn't going to give it to her. They just said, wait till he gets back.
Just wait till he get home. Everybody. Shuri told everybody was, hey, just wait. Just wait till he get back. Just wait till he get back. And in the midst of you trying to escape Wakanda, guess who shows up? So you mean that whole time you could have been sitting in your room waiting for him to get back and just walk out the gate? You mean that whole time you could have been sitting up in the Queen's quarters, right? Chilling, being waited on hand and foot, waiting for this man to walk through the door. Because he ended up being there anyway.
Come on, somebody, watch this. Once again, congratulations. My brother just got married and everything like that. That's how we do it in relationships. We wait on the other person. We don't steal from our significant others. Like, and you wrote that in the damn comic book, just to push the damn storyline around. Like, that's it. We're sacrificing.
I'm looking at it. It was Marauders 13, so that was Jerry Duggan. That wasn't Vidi Ayala.
Yeah,
I seen somebody say that. Somebody said that either on one of our posts or one of our tweets. They said it was Vidi Ayala that wrote that part of Marauders. That was Jerry Duggan. He was on Marauders at that point. But it goes to show, it ain't that he doesn't want to solidify canon. It's not that he doesn't want to build on things that happened before. He's choosing to build off of the negative. Of all the things that you could have piggybacked off of in this story, you choose the most rebuked part of T'Challa and Storm's history of 2021. The most rebuked part of their canon of the entire year. That's what you choose to pick. Not the empire that stretches multiple galaxies. Not the emperorship. Not the solidified relationship between the newly revitalized relationship between Storm and T'Challa. You choose to solidify the stupidest, most lacking in history story arc of these two characters until you started writing.
Watch this. You see the parallel? Watch this. It's the parallel. Instead of telling me the story of Wakanda, You chose to tell me the story of Oakland and Compton, California, as if I didn't live in Bronx, New York, as if I didn't live in Atlanta, Georgia, when the child murders were going on. That's so I know the story when you're telling it, but that because I was reading comic books back then, I know that's not Wakanda's story.
And you know what? I'm gonna push back on that, not necessarily for you, but for people who seek to defend certain writers and or directors for having their minds permanently parked in African American tropes. That may have been your experience. May have been the experience of many people that you know. It is not the experience of Black people as a monolith to have dysfunctional relationships that lead to divorce and conflict.
Absolutely.
It is not the way of Black people as a whole. And that's what you are writing for when you are writing these books as a Black actor or a Black writer or a Black director. You are putting on a representation of our community for the whole world to see. And the one thing that y'all can't stop doing is writing love and hip hop. I can't stop doing it. You're so addicted to writing your own misery that you can't even imagine a fantasy land where that shit doesn't happen. Your creativity is so handicapped by your own experiences that you cannot imagine anything outside of that. And I'm not just talking to John Ridley when I'm talking about that. And I'm not just talking about Ryan Coogler either. It's plenty of y'all who can't get off of this shit. You cannot let it go.
I say it like this. My book that's available for purchase, Barnes & Noble, Executive Decision. If you read that book, you're going to see me in it. But it's a story of inspiration. I could have wrote that story with my life in it. It's going to be depressing. If I'm going to write a story, fiction, for my people, and it's a superhero story, not a horror story, not a detective story where anything can happen. It's going to be an inspirational story. And I don't know why we can't, for whatever reason, write the inspirational story for us as a people. What's so difficult? What's wrong with it? I saw it on social media. So we mean to tell us we can't even have the happy ending, even in fantasy? Even in fantasy, well, we say happily ever after. We don't, yeah. Even with that, we don't get the happily ever. What the hell? Even the authors that look like us can't give us the happily ever after. If we can't get it from us, damn it, I don't know what the hell I'm finna get.
It's like from. I want to ask some of them. I want to ask some of these writers, the Lena Waifs, the Ryan Cooglers, the John Ridleys. I want to ask some of these creators: do you want to see us prosper? Do you want to see media where Black people are prosperous? Where they are winning and they are striving as opposed to struggling and dying. Do you want to see that? Because see, you are the creators that have the power to show it, yet I can't get it out of you. I can't get it out of you. Queen and Slim, The Shy, Fruitvale Station, Creed, goddamn Black Panther. Black Panther. I can't get none of y'all to write a story about some Black people thriving through all types of obstacles and winning all the way along. Can't get y'all to do it, and I don't understand why.
You pose some great questions. Those are great questions. Those are valid questions, and those are questions that deserve to be asked. And you know, you giving Ridley his due judge. You know, hey, this is this bigger than you is coming down from editorial. Those questions need to be asked so that we can get some insight from them, so that they can be able to share. Hey.
Yeah. Because conversely, if I'm asking the writer if he wants to see that editorial, do you?
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since we've seen a story about that like that from Tchalla on a solo book.
I think what has to happen is more people that look like us have to have the platform, the comic book platform, to be able to bring these writers on these artists on and have these conversations because they're valid. Now they might not think that we reading comments, they might not know, they might not think we care, but there should be a show, a program for these writers to come on where we discuss comics and we talk about the direction of specific characters and everything like that. Give us some insight into issues, troubles or whatever you experienced when you were writing the character. What, that because that could very well be the problem, but we don't know and they're not saying anything. They just giving us this.
So, last couple pages here. Still at the conversation with Storm and Tchalla. You were the one who annulled the marriage. Annulled it. Wiped it away like it never happened. Why are we rehashing this like it happened yesterday? How many comic book runs happened in between Avengers versus X-Men in this Ridley run? How much canon are you ignoring between these two characters alone to bring this conversation back up now?
It's
like damn the 2 solo runs of Black Panther that you were clearly ignoring like a plague.
Well, she was
all kind of stuff. This has been so far. It's like I don't understand how within doing research on these characters did you get back to this point. We left this shit almost a decade ago. We left this situation that they talking about right now a decade ago. Matter of fact, I think it's a decade exactly. It came out 2012, right? That was Avengers versus X-Men. So literally 10 years ago. Why? Why is it important to re-solidify this? The fact that they annulled their marriage. I'm gonna keep going though. After the Avengers battle, the X-Men, after the Avengers and the X-Men battle, I knew the world would always come between us. And being a king would always come before being a husband. Okay? Responsibilities I had to shoulder. What was I going to do? Put those on you? John. What was the, let's take it back to medieval times. Talk about the queen. What was the queen's main responsibility to the family, to the house? What was her main responsibility to the house of the king? It wasn't cooking and cleaning. It wasn't keeping house. What was her main responsibility to the king? To provide an heir. Multiple opportunities at an heir at that. But to procreate. His number one thing that he should be worrying about, at least in peacetime, is solidifying his line. Not to mention that if you give a fuck at all about Black Panther history, T'Challa's family directly are the descendants of the first Black Panther.
And he ain't got no heirs right now. And
they run through his blood. What is this nonsense about being king of Wakanda and not being able to have a wife? Your responsibility to Wakanda is to procreate with your wife, to keep your line going, to ensure that there will always be a Black Panther protecting Wakanda.
Well, watch this.
What is this nonsense that you were talking about?
Watch this. Because you're not wrong. First of all, I want to say you're not wrong. You're passionate. Ooh. Because you know the history. And I'm of the mindset, Marcus, that every day you're acquainting yourself more and more with this character.
Sure.
And the more and more you acquaint yourself with this character, it's gonna burn more and more because you're gonna be like, so when you look at it, because you asked a great question, you're not providing an heir for this character. Well, hell, they didn't give too much of a damn about providing an heir for the character in the movies. And in the comics, I'm gonna go with you because I was talking to Mr. Smith today. There's a reason why they stalling out Aurora's and T'Challa's marriage. Why they not trying to have them together? Because if you think the dude that can stretch all day, every day, and twice on Sunday, and his wife that can turn invisible can produce a child that's the most powerful child in the universe, what do you think would happen if T'Challa got with Aurora or what's my name? What's my dog name? Blue Marvel. I can't forget. I'm missing my dog name.
Blue Marvel and Spectrum.
He get with her. Franklin ain't even number 2. He number 3.
Strong
These
black
characters have been,
relationships. Strong black relationships beget strong black children, and those are more strong black characters that they don't want to write stories.
They not finna do that. They not finna do that, and until they not finna do that, and until fans start to make us think about it, until a writer gets on these projects and say, no, it's past time. We need to move past this. Let's move forward. But you got Kevin Feige who says we killing them off. The decision made in a matter of minutes. Over Marvel Comics. He's over Marvel Comics. So Kevin, does it really benefit you to have Marvel Comics put Aurora and T'Challa together when you plan on killing the character off in the movie? Who you gonna put Aurora with in the movie? His son? That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
His aged up son when the mutants finally show up on the scene. That's gonna be
Gross.
Wow.
It's gonna be gross.
Oh, that's gonna be Steve Rogers dating his latest niece.
his niece.
That's what they're gonna do with T'Challa. Go ahead, man. My bad. Go ahead.
Storm says back to him, yeah, that's being a partner. That's what being a partner is all about. Like, literally. When you ended our marriage, did you feel anything? Oh, why are we doing this? Y'all had to have had this conversation a million times in the 10 plus years in between now and then. I felt happy you wouldn't have to put up with me anymore. That's such a that's what you're doing. It isn't you, it's me. It isn't you, it's me.
What is that thing that they say? I guess Aurora and T'Challa never had that. What's the conversation that people say they always got to have at the end of a relationship? What is it?
What, closure?
Yeah, this the closure.
A decade later, huh? Jesus
That's
Christ.
what this is. Wait, because this the closure in the comics that we never got. So John Ridley is giving it to us because we never officially got it. The closure might have happened off screen, off page, but he giving it.
Anyways,
I'm trying to help.
Where we at? Oh no, you felt relieved. You wouldn't have to be in a relationship anymore. Relationships take work, and you were never up to the job. Okay. I annulled our marriage not because I didn't love you, but because you had a different path to travel. You could never travel it weighted with me. All of this bullshit. Oh, there's so much bullshit. So every other superhero every comic book superhero relationship can do it. Mary Jane almost caught the ultimate L a couple times messing with Peter, who she's still with. Peter already lost a girlfriend. Peter already lost a whole girlfriend, murdered. Mary Jane.
But then you say John Ridley was married. So he know how marriage. Never mind. Go ahead. See, I just did that. He married.
Yep. He know exactly how marriage works, but I guess that doesn't apply to black on black relationships, huh? Maybe if he was writing
Probably why
he felt like he Jones.
Probably why he felt like he had to defend himself.
Yeah, if he was writing Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, they'd be married. They'd have 10 kids by now. You see the married now. They're gonna have them a big house up in Harlem somewhere. Oh, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect because he's gonna be writing John Ridley.
Now hold on, watch this. And they got a child, by the way, which should be powerful than Franklin. Never mind. I ain't gonna do that. Keep going.
Where are we at? Oh, she tells him that he's the worst kind of person, a liar with a good heart. Okay. Is there anybody you ever really let affect you? I never thought so. Until I was standing over Ja's body. I'd seen death before on planetary levels. But you can't imagine what it's like to stand over the body of the only person you ever really cared about.
I'm looking off for a reason because I'm like, I don't do that. I've heard quite a few people and I read quite a few comments in regard to this particular scene. Marcus, you all right? Marcus, you.
The only person I have ever cared about. Hold on. I swear to God, I'm about to shut up for the last 10 minutes. I'm gonna shut up and let you have it. Not his father that was murdered by Ulysses Claw. Not his biological mother. Not Ramunda. Not Shuri.
Who has passed and come back. Well, no, we're not gonna say that. She wasn't passed. She was in a comatose state. She was on the Pyrrhus plane. T'Challa went got his sister like Aurora went got him. So we're not gonna do that. But
not even Aurora, which I don't think she died while they were together. But even still, to say that Tchalla, a character that you wrote 5 issues ago, is the only person that T'Challa cared about. Fam, have you lost your damn mind? Have you lost your damn mind? Aurora, I didn't mean only person.
And then you can't say that to no black woman because I don't care how you say that. That ain't gonna come.
She said what she was supposed to say. No, I asked you for truth and you gave it to me. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. She said exactly what.
How, man? What? What? You care about him more than Gentle? Hey, you care about him more than Zuri? You care about Tchalla more than Zuri? More than your godfather?
Scion?
More than your uncle? More than your mother?
Wakabi?
A character has actually been perpetuated as T'Challa's best friend, not some made up fucking bullshit. The only person I ever cared about, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pop out, because I'm not trying to smack this hornet's nest. If you are retconning T'Challa's sexuality through this run,
I'm gonna be done with the comment.
You better keep 24-hour security around wherever they writing this book at. 24 hours, and have them on high alert looking for me.
I'm gonna be done with the book if that's what it is, and so I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this. This book clearly, since coming out last Wednesday, is making its run. So, I've read quite a few comments in regards to this particular point in the comic, and I'm gonna say it like this because me and Mr. Ray Smith were talking today. There's nothing wrong with being a heterosexual black male. Heterosexual black males, like every other demographic, have a right to be represented in their proper light.
Right, fairly.
You and I touched on the fact that North Star is gay. It was organically written that way. And we've been knew it before the character came out and said they were gay. We read the comic, we didn't care. Us knowing he was gay didn't stop us from buying the comic. We kept reading it. Same thing with Mystique, same thing with Destiny. Honestly, truth be told, if you're a comic book fan, I read the New 52, and the way Alan Scott was written in Earth 2 was organic. He was gay. I didn't understand it because he had a whole daughter and son, Jade and Obsidian, before they did the New 52. Did the New 52, they made him gay. But the story was organic. They focused on him being a superhero. We knew he was gay because his lover died in the train wreck in the first issue. That's how we knew. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this. If you're saying that Jai is his best friend, I've lost a best friend. That hurts. My best friend is not my mother. My best friend is not my grandfather, who I've also lost. My best friend is not my aunt. You know what I'm saying? He's my best friend. I don't feel for him like how he's trying to insinuate Tchalla feels for his best friend. That, as you alluded to, we just met 5 issues ago. We didn't even get to know him before he was dead. So I'm hoping that Ja is a best friend. I'm hoping that Ja is maybe someone we didn't know that was related to T'Challa, a brother, a lost sibling, or something like that. But if he tries to insinuate that T'Challa is Ja's lover, I'm done with Black Panther, the comic book. I'm done with Black Panther, the movie, because I'm going to know at that time more than what I'd known before. It's deliberate to emasculate the heterosexual black male. I don't have a problem with members of the LGBTQ. I don't have a problem with a man of any other ethnicity. But just like everybody has a right to be represented, I want to be represented too. And there are gay heroes out there. We know they exist. And just like Marvel
Who
is
are
not
already gay, who are
watch this.
already bisexual, who have
Watch
already
this.
had things in Marvel canon that sets them up as being a LGBTQ character, not a
Watch this.
heterosexual man for 60 years that pop up gay.
Watch this, Marcus. Just like what Marvel is doing right now with making Ta-Nehisi Namor McKenzie. His daddy is from Boston, Massachusetts. His daddy is an Irish American. His mama is Atlantean. The White Tiger, Hector Ayala, was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. That's who Ta-Nehisi should have been playing. But because they don't want this playing out in the movie, where the white guy is responsible for the black man's death, who was being manipulated, the white man is being manipulated by another white man, Dr. Doom, they finna have it in the movie theater where black and brown sitting looking at each other crossways. To my Latino brothers and sisters, Namor is not your hero. Matter of fact, that's Marvel's first superhero. Thus, and you know they wouldn't think about y'all if that's their first superhero. He's white, all the way white, except for that little bit of blue. He white. He ain't brown. That's what we're looking at. That's what we talk about, going back to your point. How you want to truly represent these characters. I'm telling you, if they make him gay, I'm done. I can write my own Marvel stories with my own action figures, with my own characters, Earth 421. I'm not going to be down with that. I got action figures that are gay. I'm not going to retconning a heterosexual superhero is no worse than retconning a gay superhero and making them straight. And we ain't never finna do that.
Listen to me. This is not an attack on the LGBTQ community at all. This is not an attack on LGBTQ comic book characters. It is a realization. It's a bulletin board. It's a flyer that says, hey, these characters are already here. It is not necessary for you to morph the origin of an already established character to get this representation. These characters exist. Write them. If there is a need for an LGBTQ character to be involved in this story, find one and write them. Find one and write them.
Anika and Ayo are in the damn story already. They gay.
Who called the Dora Milaje here? They showed up.
This is what I'm saying to the members of the LGBTQ. We know the Doras are some of them are members of the LGBTQ. We rock with them. We ride with them. Hell, I got action figures of them. It's not that. That ain't the damn problem. It's not. The problem is piss poor representation. And I think I hit the nail on the head. Ain't nowhere in hell you gonna be okay with us writing Ayo and Anika as straight. You would be pissed, and you would have every right to be pissed. I wouldn't even entertain that. As a matter of fact, as a fan of these characters, LGBT was upset, I would say, write these characters right. They're members of the LGBTQ. Write them like that. That should be the same thing. But people have their agendas, and some people want to see this black male character gay. For no other reason.
Ask yourself why. Why after 60 years, almost 60 years, it was like 57 right now since that book been going on. Almost 60 years. the character has been portrayed as a normal, run-of-the-mill, what they call him, cisgendered straight man, right? Like, it's what it is. It just is what it is. Years on years on years, decades and decades of canon. And in one book, for some reason, he seeks to destroy the closest relationship that we know to T'Challa and elevate a character who has been around not even a year. It's not even been a year since this run premiered. The last
Why
6 months.
why do you think that is? Why do you think, if with everything that you've seen, the critiquing reviewing comic books and everything like that, with everything that you know in regards to this particular character, this specific character, T'Challa, why do you think this is?
I don't know if I can give my honest opinion without offending. I'm gonna try.
Sometimes the truth hurt now. Sometimes the truth is what it. Sometimes
Well, it's not meant to be offensive to that group, but I
right.
guess I could see where it could come off that way. So I'm gonna try my best.
Right.
I think similarly to how feminine attributes in just the general consensus are seen as weaknesses, right? Femininity or being a nurturer is somehow weaker than just regular brute strength or fighting or what would you would consider to be male attributes. I think by and large, the LGBTQ community wears a lot of what people outside of that community would deem as feminine or weaker. And when you begin to put that in relation to all of the other depowerings that we've seen from T'Challa, it's another way to pick at the foundation. Now, this is not coming from me. Even if that's what I sought to do with the character, I wouldn't start with his sexuality, because in all actuality, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Wiccan is a reality warping mutant with the powers of one of the most powerful mutants in all of the Marvel universe, and he's gay, and it doesn't make him any less powerful. I'm talking about the psyche. We're talking about psyche right now. We're talking about how normal masses of people identify strength versus weakness. And I feel as though it is just another link added to the chain of them trying to dampen or weaken T'Challa as a character. And I think it goes a little bit beyond that, because as I look at the landscape of Black male characters that are getting their just due in Marvel right now, Luke Cage is a mayor of New York. We'll see how long that lasts. T'Challa obviously is being written pretty well in some other books, but not in his solo. Outside of that, I mean, you got Eden Vesey in X-Men Red, but there aren't. You got Blade who pops up in Avengers, but you do not have. I'm struggling to think of one right now, but you don't have a Black male leading character on the Marvel roster right now. And I'm saying that because this is trash. This is not what I would consider a Black male leading book.
Let me tell you why.
There is not a heterosexual Black man leading character outside of this right now in Marvel Comics, unless I'm missing something. Let me tell you why I asked that question.
Let me tell you why I asked that question, Marcus. So I've been around for a minute, other side of 50 and everything like that. And I like music, like entertainment, rap music. When I say I like entertainment, I like watching it. So I'm watching stuff. I see Beyonce. I can't find the video, but I see Beyonce. And it's her love on top. Finally, my love on top. Mm-hmm. The guys are singing. It's either she performing on BET or MTV. I'm with my ex at the time. The females walked out there in wide leg pants. The guys walked out there in knee knockers. I couldn't understand that. The guys literally walked out there with pants that stopped at their knees and hosiery from their knees all the way down to their dress shoe. I couldn't understand that. You put too much in it, but I couldn't understand it because I'm like, why didn't the dudes dress like dudes? Matter of fact, Love on Top, I don't know why they was out there. I get it, the visual aesthetic for the video, but Love on Top, it's a female song. You don't even hear the dudes singing background. It's an all-female background. So why they out there? Nevertheless, I digress. So I have friends that are members of the LGBTQ. They've helped me get to where I, rocking with me and everything like that I do. And we have honest conversation. So I had conversation with this young lady, and she was, the trials and tribulations of what they go through. Because I'm like, why do you feel the need to come out? And she was like, well, I lost so many friends when I did. I said, if you lost friends when you came out, they was never your friends. I said, for the most part, we already have an idea, whether you tell us or not that you gay, whether or not you gay. We don't care. We either rock with you or we don't rock with you. If we rock with you, we know we don't care. If we don't rock with you, we know and we care. I say, so them weren't your friends. Them weren't your friends. I said that because I asked her a question. Am I crazy? Or is there a movement to emasculate black men? She said, no, Theo, you're not crazy. She's a female. So she would be, she dates women. She's like, no, Theo, you're not crazy. I said, okay, cool. I had this conversation about 2-3 months later. My next door neighbors at the time, 2 gay men, black men. Used to come over, talk to my wife, drink it up and everything like that, have fun, playing music outside. Same question. No, Theo, you're not wrong. These are 2 gay men, 2 gay black men. There is an agenda to emasculate black men. Now, these 3 people from the LGBTQ telling me, no, you're not making that up. And they don't have any reason to tell me, to validate my thoughts. They don't. They say, no, you're not crazy. There is an agenda to emasculate heterosexual black men. So when we look at this thing, you look at how Tchalla got treated in the movie. What are we saying when we look at how everybody is flocking towards Eric? Eric killed this lady in the movie. I don't know why people keep saying, I want Eric to be the dude. Eric literally a sharpshooter, a sniper. When he could have killed the target, he chose to kill this lady. He made a conscious decision. When you look at Tchalla, how he was portrayed in that movie, he's a prince in training, king in training, and how he's being portrayed in this comic, Tchalla got emasculated right in front of us. Don't nobody, because they know the reason why nobody wants to see Tchalla, part of the reason why they don't want that character to be recast is because they want somebody else to take the throne, because as far as they're concerned, he's too much of a bitch. Well, what is that? Because me and you don't know Tchalla to be that dude. You emasculated him. For what reason? I don't know, but that's what you did. That's what we get in these comics. We talk about a character that just got introduced 5 issues ago, and Tchalla care more about him than anybody else?
This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
What are you insinuating at the end of the day? Like, you gotta take this.
What are you trying to say? This man has lost parents. He's lost his sister. He's lost siblings, like blood relatives. Like, even if he was talking about another woman at that point, it would not make sense. It doesn't read whatsoever. It feels like you're forcing a relationship that you haven't taken the time to actually cultivate. It feels like you're trying to force on us a relationship that we haven't seen. This character died in issue 1. And the only flashbacks that we get of him are him and the Mother Lolo.
And you don't even know what the character looked like. You can't even remember what the character looked like. Like I said, it's one of them things where I wish we had a comic book show. Us reviewing this comic book is great. I would love to be able to reach out to say, because see, now you got me wanting to at John Ridley. You know me. I got time. Hey man, what you got going on with this dude over here? Because it don't look right. You have Marcus, I'm telling you, before you got here on this planet, this dude was never portrayed like this. So why we doing it? And he ain't been portrayed like this since you've been here, other than the movie. So why are we doing this now? It's because we got an agenda. We want to feminize T'Challa. Now, I'm not saying that this gonna make him gay, but like you said, we want to introduce the soft qualities to him. Well, okay, let's call a spade a spade. Just like every female don't have soft qualities, or hard, I'm gonna say every female is some females are tomboys. There are some men that are feminine, but there are some men that are just straight hardcore heterosexual males, and there are some women that are ultra feminine. There's nothing wrong with T'Challa being ultra heterosexual. There's nothing wrong with being a heterosexual male, and I think that there's nothing wrong with being a heterosexual black male, and I think that is the prevailing argument, because even when Nate Moore gave the LGBTQ their gay character, he gave you a gay pacifist. So Nate Moore was really telling the members of the LGBTQ, he think you're soft. He think you're soft. He gave you the pacifist. Now see, that's the truth. Ain't nobody finna tell you that. He gave you the character that wasn't gonna do nothing. He did. Y'all chopping it up for that character. Y'all happy for Fastos and everything. I'm pissed for two reasons. One, he's a heterosexual male. Two, they emasculate that dude, made him soft as drugstore cotton, because that's the only reason why they gave him. That's the only reason why they made him the gay.
I'm glad you brought it up, because it caught me so off guard to see him be gay in the movie, and I just couldn't understand what the purpose was, right? And so if that was a testing grounds for what we're getting ready to see here, and then again, I haven't gotten any clips from issue 7. I have no idea where this is going. And if it's not going there, it's kind of even more embarrassing if that's not what he was trying to write. Like if you unintentionally set up a T'Challa gay lover in this story, unintentionally, I don't think it gets no worse than that.
Because Marcus, as you alluded to, Kevin Feige is over both houses. When Nate Moore pushed for the internals, he pushed for the internals based off of inclusivity. So who changed Fastos from being heterosexual to gay? And mind you,
it doesn't matter.
Fastos is married to a black woman. So when you came out and you did this movie, not only did you change up his gender preference, you changed up who he was married to. I guess we can't get black love in any form of fashion.
And then if it's inconsequential that he's gay, then why Fastos?
Right.
You had a whole roster of characters. That movie was loaded. It was actually too many stars in the cast. But
why Icarus could have been gay?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why Fastos.
I just told you. See, sometimes the answer be sitting us right there in the face. We don't want to go with that one. They chose the character that was black and a pacifist. Nate Moore knows this. So when the members of the LGBTQ were like, we got our own superhero, I guess if that's what you want to call it.
That's what you call it, yeah.
That ain't the dude that's gonna come swing on nobody in the comics. So what Nate did was Nate told you exactly what he thinks about you as a gay person. As a man, he think you weak. And if you look at how they portraying T'Challa right now, weak. Well, I know quite a few gay people that put hands on. We got gay football players that can block better, run better, catch better, throw better than quite a few of us heterosexuals. I had a dude that was on my softball team in high school. Gay, played shortstop. He was better than Derek Jeter, as far as I'm concerned. So what does sexuality got to do with it? Write that damn character right. No, like I said in my video today, be careful who you taking your counsel from. Everybody to say they got your best interests at heart, they just talking. They ain't got your best interests at heart. Nate Moore don't care nothing about the LGBTQ. Nate Moore care about the money from the LGBTQ.
Now, I would go over the last page of dialogue, but honestly, I don't feel like pissing myself off anymore, and I don't want to piss you guys off either. So we'll just jump to the final page where the backup that Shuri called is actually the Dora Milaje, and not Storm. Storm came there of her own volition when she found out about Gentle. But next issue. Let's see what we got here. The time to act has come. Prime Minister Folasai calls on the people of Wakanda to fight for Wakanda and to fight for themselves, spurring unlikely heroes into joining the fray. Tosin.
Yeah.
Right. Tosin.
I think this was just a.
Meanwhile, T'Challa strives to reconcile with the Dora Milaje. Oh my god. But there are seeds of distrust already sown too deep. And even together, will they be enough to stop Akili in the military coup? Where are the assassins? Where are the murderous group of assassins who fought like Wakandans who were killing all the war dogs? Are the war dogs
They
even
in
still
Sam
alive?
Wilson, they in Sam Wilson comic book. They gonna show up in Sam Wilson comic book. They're gonna show up in Sam.
So, in closing, I'm not gonna tell you not to buy this book. What I'm gonna tell you is that purchasing this book is going to entice Marvel to keep creating it. So, if that is your goal, is to see it not created, it's probably in your best interest not to purchase it. That's all I'll say. But any last thoughts there, Mr. Butler?
If you read issue 6, Kevin Feige is reachable on Twitter. He is over Marvel Comics, so taking Marcus into consideration, I would not at John Ridley because we can't say whether or not John Ridley is taking orders from somebody else. So you know me. We used to say in the Marine Corps, ish rolls downhill. I don't know what they say in this video word, but we say ish rolls downhill. So I like to go big game fishing. No, I don't. I don't like fishing at all. But no, at Kevin Feige, ask him what's going on with the character. Damn, you gonna kill the dude off in the movie, and now you treat him like trash in the comics. What's good? Like, at him, at Kevin Feige. If you got an issue with this issue, add him. Ask him what's going on with Black Panther. What the hell going on? Because I plan to. Like, this is garbage. Like, and I don't want to be that dude. It seems like I always complain about Black Panther, but I don't be wanting to be him. I be wanting to smile and say some good stuff about Black Panther.
Man, we put up with a lot through this book. We've pushed through a lot to try to keep reviewing it, and we're going to. We're going to keep reviewing it, but I have no more bail to throw him. I don't. I have no more excuses to make for him either. It's just, it's not good. It's not. It's not.
Me, because I have a vivid imagination, and I think Marcus, you can attest today. I have more, enough action figures to tell some stories if I want to. Mm-hmm. I can tell my own Wakanda stories. I just don't have to do this. Like it's kind of like caught between a rock and a hard place because you don't want to see the comic go anywhere. But we've seen Black Panther comics disappear for a while, but he'd be showing up in other people's comics and everything like that. So, I mean, I don't want to see him not have his own comic, but he deserves better than this. Like, god damn, like,
yeah,
sure. Y'all itching on the IP.
Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Give us your thoughts on issue number 6 in the comments below. We'll be back here next month, man. We'll be back here in July. Hopefully, we got some better things to talk about.
Hopefully. Peace.